Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
What a weird morning, you know? 9:04. I cannot get onto our Facebook Live because for some reason it's taken. Facebook is saying that we have got to air a church feed right now, which is cool. It's not a church service. It's just of a backdrop. So no Facebook today. Top of the hour news now at 9:04. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. In East Alton, multiple agencies executed a search warrant on Bonds Avenue, utilizing 2 armored SWAT vehicles for the operation. Officers established a command post nearby on Lewis and Clark Boulevard as they carried out the warrant. A male individual seen in handcuffs being placed in a police vehicle. The reasons for the warrant and specifics of this investigation currently remain unclear at this time, as authorities have not released further information. Police have maintained a presence in the area while the situation unfolded, but additional details about the nature of the investigation are still yet to be disclosed, and we'll keep you updated as more details do emerge on this. And RiverBender.com was on the scene late last night, and you saw that on social media starting to circulate. We'll bring you that video here now as you can see the agencies making their entry here on this search warrant. Over there on Bond Avenue in East Alton, we will keep you updated as more details do emerge. We'll also take you to Glen Carbon this morning. The Glen Carbon Police Department is preparing for a significant personnel changes. It addresses an impending, quote, exodus, unquote, of officers and canines. By spring, 7 will depart the department, with a probationary officer resigning immediately and 2 others retiring in early 2025. To manage this transition, Police Chief Link has requested authorization to hire an additional officer to begin training at SWIC Police Academy, at Southwestern Illinois College Police Academy in January, and additionally 2 canines, Griff and Wraith, are set to retire, marking the end of an era for the department's canine unit that was established in 2017. Village Board has approved these changes. A tragic incident did occur on December the 8th when 73-year-old Patricia A. Green was struck by a vehicle while walking on Troy Road in Collinsville. Here's what we know. The accident did take place around 6:30 p.m. in the 400th block of Troy Road. The driver remained on the scene and did promptly call 911. Green rushed to Anderson Hospital, where she was pronounced deceased shortly thereafter. Preliminary reports do indicate she suffered blunt head and chest trauma with a final cause of death pending toxicology results. The Illinois State Police and Madison County Coroner are investigating this case. A St. Louis woman, Danielle Donahue, is facing multiple felony charges after leading police on a high-speed chase in a stolen car. On November the 7th, Donahue, 40 years of age, was driving a 2013 Chevrolet Impala with an Illinois registration that she knew was stolen. Ignoring police signals to stop, she reached speeds of 60 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone, disregarding all traffic signals. Despite deployment of spikes strips, that deflated her tires, Donahue continued her fight until law enforcement used maneuvers to finally stop her. She's currently not in custody as her case continues to progress. Also, in the news, Godfrey's third annual Freezing for Funds event is gearing up to be the best yet. On the 4th of January, community members will brave a polar plunge at Glazebrook Park with a great cause, with proceeds benefiting a local nonprofit in a lottery-style competition. Registration for participants and sponsors does close in just a couple of days on December the 20th. Event organizers Cammie and Mark are excited to surpass previous fundraising totals of over $3,000 and $7,000 for charities in the past years. Attendees can enjoy coffee and donuts while watching water rescue training by local fire and EMT teams. This fun-filled community event invites everyone to participate or to donate. Criminal organizations are manipulating older Americans into giving up their life savings to foreign conspirators, warns U.S. Attorney Rochelle Odd-Crow. Here's what she's warning Southwest Illinois. Several seniors have fallen victims to these scams, including an elderly couple from Williamson County who lost approximately $121,000. Scammers typically pose a reputable source, claiming suspicious activity on accounts and directing victims to fraudulent federal agents for assistance. Recent arrests include 3 Chinese nationals facing federal wire fraud charges. Authorities urge residents to report elder fraud by calling the National Elder Fraud Hotline at 1-833-372-8311. Couple of more stories for you. Thanks to the generosity of local donors, several children in Madison County will wake up with new toys, clothing, and gifts this Christmas. The Community Christmas Campaign and Salvation Army's Angel Tree program saw significant participation from community members, including staff from the Madison County Criminal Justice Center and Courthouse. Judge Kyle Knapp and her colleagues fulfilled 50 Angel Tree requests. How cool is that? And collected additional items like baby cribs. The initiative not only provided gifts, but also fostered that sense of community spirit, with plans to continue these efforts in the future, encouraging others to join in on the generosity. And then finally in the news in local sports, in a thrilling night of high school basketball on the 10th of December, Roxana secured that 51-39 victory over Freeburg, led by Sean Mabry's 16 points. Altoff dominated Father McGivney 69-29. Braden Grinzakas scoring 25 points. Carlinville also triumphed over SIUE Charter 65-37. And Triad narrowly beat Freeburg 49-46. We'll have more for you in basketball coming up in just a few minutes in 10 o'clock top of the hour news. The evening, it showcased a lot of competition with several teams demonstrating their skills as the season progresses. You can stay tuned to RiverBender.com/sports for more. Hey, speaking of that, Alton High Redbirds basketball programs on both sides of the aisle, boys and girls this year, are doing well. It's going to be really fun. If you guys haven't seen them play yet, these teams can play, and it's going to be a good winner for the 618. Edwardsville's rocking and rolling, and all the really good Southwestern Conference teams are doing great. Marquette has some good programs, and life's looking good for sports fans. At 9:12, let's take a look at weather. It is too cold for me today, folks. I'll just be honest with you. I ain't feeling it. 23 degrees. It does feel like 25 out there. Today, partly sunny and chilly, and tonight, partly cloudy and cold. Air quality is at 29, which is good. And grass, mold, ragweed, and tree levels are all at 0. Nothing to worry about there. On Thursday, today, a high of 35, a low of 21. And on Friday, a high of 41 degrees, a low of 34. On Saturday, a 96% chance of rain, a high of 47 degrees, and a low of 39. On Sunday, only a 5% chance that we're going to see any rain, high of 46, a low of 42. But on Monday, this is a weird one. A high of almost 60. 58 degrees, a low of 33 degrees, and they're calling for a 75% chance of rain. So one can only imagine we're getting rain in the evening on Monday. But hey, for a few hours at 60, man, it'll feel like 95 out there. How about them apples at 9:13 and a little bit of change at 12:12? It's party day all around the world. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. Hey, it's always a good day when you go and see my friends at the Village, because it does take one to keep you in your joyful spirit this holiday season. Well, my idea of a Village is just by going to these guys. Village Dispensary. You know, at Village Dispensary, gift cards are available, and that's perfect for any one of your smokers in your life. Number one, I didn't even know they were doing that until I just turned the screen on. But you know what I thought was cool? Today is Thirsty Thursday. You get buy two, get one free on tonic. The disposable drinks, fantastic, by the way. The lemonades are nuts. So if you want to try one of those out, proceed with caution. But let me tell you about, that's what I'm talking about. Uncle Arnie's right there. Great drink. Plan accordingly. Here's the problem, though. Christmas is coming up. You already beat Thanksgiving. It was right after the election. I know that everyone was nervous. It was like, we all have that certain family member. Some have family members on both sides of the coin that you're kind of like, uh-oh, here we go. I used to be an instigator. Now I just kind of sit back and like to chill out. That's where Village Dispensary comes in. We all got those pushy or nosy in-laws or relatives that just got to kind of pry. How do you beat it? Village Dispensary. Village Dispensary is all about being a part of the community, and that's what I think is really cool, because dispensaries are new to the game and new to the scene, and it's going to take some getting used to for some folks, I'm sure, but what I think makes it easier is when you have folks at Village Dispensary, which is locally owned, it's union built, all about quality, is they're willing to be out in the community doing community-focused drives, like that canned food drive, the vendor markets they put on to give people an opportunity to raise some funds for their prospective small businesses, and so much more. Whether you're a knowledgeable consumer or you're kind of new to the game and you just want to try it out, go into Village Dispensary. They got a consultation area over there for you so you can sit there, talk to somebody. And what I think's really cool is if you know what you want, you are in and out faster than you can say up and smoke. And I'm telling you, take a look online at villagedispo.com because their inventory is like a Weedopedia. How about that one for you? At 9:15, villagedispo.com, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way because, as always, it's a joint effort. All righty. We got Jersey Community Hospital coming down the pipeline.
Oh, the weather outside
but first,
is frightful,
let's take a look at downtown
Alton. Fire is so delightful, and since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought me some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College.
I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not. I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Oh, 8 things Matrula gave to me. 7 packs of smokes, 6 packs of 2, 4, 5. And a beer. Yeah, that beer is empty. Okay, day 12.
Welcome back. Nathan Bishop going to be joining us in just a couple of minutes' time. We're going to be talking about Jersey Community Hospital's hog raffle they got coming down the pipeline. How about that? I've never talked about a hog raffle before, so I'm really excited to have Nathan in the studio coming down the pipeline. He should be here at any moment, and always looking forward to talking about this. This is going to be a hog raffle for the Jersey Community Hospital Ambulance Association, and they're going to have a bake sale. This is coming down the pipeline, not this Friday, but coming up next Friday. There Nathan is now, and we'll get Nathan into the studio. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties this morning with some of our ways we just kind of set up the show to distribute it. So 9:20, we'll get Nathan into the studio, and we'll come right back with more Daily Show.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, 9:23. A little bit of change on this 12th day of the 12th month. Party day. Nathan Bishop in the studio. You know, I don't get no respect around here, Nathan. Look, I got to go on Facebook here, and I got somebody's church overtaking my feed, so I can't go live.
Oh
no
my.
Respect. I'm like Rodney Dangerfield.
You're Rodney Dangerfield. That's what I was thinking.
So you guys, exactly. You guys, where's my red tie and the sweat? Hog raffle, bake sale coming down the pipeline on Friday the 20th. Fill me in on this.
We're excited. So we like to try to do different things and keep people interested in our fundraising efforts. And so this time we came up with a hog raffle. The Racing Brothers Pork out of Hardin, Illinois. Sean and Hayden Sievers, they hooked us up with a pig for the raffle, donated that to our organization, and Fritz's Meat and Packing in Jerseyville is helping us out with the processing. So we're pretty excited about it. So the drawing will be, like you said, next Friday the 20th at our bake sale. Tickets are $5 a piece or 5 for $20. First prize is half of the hog with processing. Second prize is the other half of the hog with processing. And third prize is $100 cash.
Really
right
cool.
Before Christmas. So, yeah, we're excited.
There you go.
We're excited.
Well, and also we were talking, too, about this, Life Hack stuff. So you recently ordered some, and you're going to donate these to local restaurants.
Yeah, I was actually surprised at the number of locally owned restaurants in Jersey County.
Really?
When we started doing our research, because we don't want to miss anybody, and now I'm not talking about the McDonald's and the bigger chains. I'm talking about local people pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into the county. And we ended up ordering 40 of these Life Hacks. There's like 37 between Jerseyville, Grafton, and a couple other ones. There's like 37 restaurants that are locally owned in Jersey County.
Well,
I was really amazed.
You know what I think's amazing about that, too? And you guys have the same thing we have here in town. You have these people who go, there's just no new places to go try. 37 restaurants.
Yeah.
You could try one a week, plus mix in just eating at home for a few weeks, because we know that we're all broke and we need to save some money for that.
Isn't that
food.
the truth?
So you can try out one of everything throughout the year. That's cool, man.
I was pretty impressed.
Take me. I want to talk about the hog raffle, but I'm really more fascinated first about this Life Hack thing, because I've seen these devices and they're really kind of unique. I don't know how. Do you know anything about who designed them or how?
The name of the company is LifeVac. I'm not sure where there's some other brands available, and I don't know how they compare. I will tell you the reason I am so impressed with the LifeVac device. You get the package; it comes with the adult mask and the pediatric mask. They're very, very user friendly, very easy to use. But if you use them, and for lack of a better phrase, a life is saved with it, they'll replace it for free. You use it, you call the company, and you give them the information. On this day, at this time, this happened. They're going to send you a new one for free. That's the reason we went with this specific company.
So it's a one and done.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Okay, see, I like that a little bit more, too.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to pull one up just to show some people what these things look like, because this is a really unique device. I've seen some demonstrations on it, too, and it seems like it's a way to really help people that are choking in a way that's not going to cause a lot of damage.
Damage is exactly right. Exactly right. The thing a lot of people don't think about is when you have a person who is choking, legitimately choking and not getting any air through their airway, it's moments. I mean, you're talking about literally just a very, very few minutes that you've got to get that airway cleared. And even if you live across the street from the ambulance garage, still, by the time you call 911, they get dispatched, they get there, you're talking about a long, long time. And that's why our organization really likes to do training and get equipment out into the field to help people.
Well, and see, it's a white background, so you can't see it too good, but it's a muzzle, basically like a breathing mask type of situation over the mouth, and you have this thing, and I guess you push in and
retract. Exactly correct.
And so I guess it just uses the air pressure inside that chamber to Wow.
I've actually seen a demonstration where they picked up a bowling ball with it. They put it
Are
on,
you
pushed it
serious?
on, and picked it up to show you the strength of the suction, the strength of the suction with the mouthpiece.
Well, and now
Yep.
see take me through the benefits of having a device like this over, maybe traditional ways or ways that we were kind of taught in high
with
school.
the abdominal thrust
yeah.
and things like that. Sometimes it's the size of the person. Sometimes it's the strength of the person working, the person there. This doesn't take as much force. It doesn't take as much effort. And the other thing is, somebody's unresponsive there on the ground. You're still able to use this. It's harder to do any kind of intervention with it.
And I think another big point of this, Nathan, is the fact that, how many times does someone say, man, if they would have just gotten there, if we would have called 2 minutes earlier, if they would have gotten there 30 seconds earlier,
Exactly right.
these devices prevent that
Exactly
conversation from even taking place.
Yep.
It's just a thought.
Yep.
And honestly, it's a great thing for the restaurants to have, too, because
Absolutely.
that's everyone's worst nightmare.
Absolutely right. And it does happen.
It does.
It does happen.
I know somebody that witnessed something here locally a couple of years ago where they fell over and had an issue with choking on food, and it was not
I don't doubt
good.
it. No.
It was not good.
No.
Now, with that being said, these devices, the Jersey County restaurants are going to be using these. And another thing that comes to my mind, Nathan, is the fact that you don't need to know CPR to save someone's life.
That's exactly correct. We strongly recommend the classes.
You need to. Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
But these are devices that,
this is worst case scenario.
It's like I say about the AEDs, because we also donate AEDs. Anybody can use them.
Yeah.
You do not. In a 7-minute training session.
It's just
you know what to
amazing.
use.
It's one of those things though where it's so cool that you guys really have this thought process at JCH and the foundation and everything you guys do, because you don't need to spend tens of millions of dollars sometimes to save lives. You can do this in a fiscally responsible way too.
Exactly right.
It's really cool.
And I don't know if what you had showed the price of it or not, but when I called the company to order them,
$70?
they were $70 or $75. When I called the company to order them, told them who we were, what we were doing, they gave us a pretty good discount on them as well. Yeah, they did.
And honestly, I want to inform. I'm glad you came on to talk about these, because this is great to inform the public
Absolutely
on. Why
right.
not have this at your house?
Everybody needs them in their house, their cars. My mother-in-law carries it in her car.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because you never know, and especially what I worry about too is not necessarily, for older adults, choking on food, but it's more whenever they get sicker, you have some mucus issues and maybe you try to swallow something, you just never know.
Anything can happen.
Man.
Anything can happen.
Now, what is this really, is this only good for objects that are in the airwaves?
So what a lot of people get confused is the difference in choking and not choking.
Yeah.
If someone is coughing, they may feel like they're choking, but they're not. The definition of choking is when there is no air movement, they're unable to cough, there's nothing, no sound. It would be an object. Generally speaking, a full obstruction is not going to be caused by fluid, but in an older person or in an infant, it can cause serious problems.
Okay.
But that's why the first thing, as a paramedic, we get there and somebody says, they indicate that they're choking. The international sign for choking is the hands at the throat. The first thing you do is say, can you cough?
Okay.
Try to cough, try to cough, try to cough. If they're able to cough, then they can expel it on their own, or they are getting some kind of air. This is the person that you've got nothing.
Okay.
You've got nothing. They're panicking, you're panicking, their face is turning blue, etc., because they are moving no air whatsoever because their airway is completely obstructed.
So if someone's coughing, this device...
Correct.
Not
necessary, not applicable, because it's not going to do anything.
Okay,
for them.
that's what I was
If they're
curious
able to
about.
cough,
Okay.
they're not. Again, I got to
So
be careful with the wording, but if they're
fascinating,
able to cough, it's not a true choking. This is
Okay.
for a true airway obstruction where there's no airflow.
So this is odd, and I'm not trying to sound horrible about
No.
this, but we always, when I was babysitting with the kids in my family, everyone was worried about the Legos and those small
Absolutely.
pieces. That would be
Absolutely.
something
It
you
can.
use.
It
Okay.
absolutely can.
Wow.
Absolutely can.
So what's something to? So how quickly do you have to react whenever somebody has an obstructed? A truly blocked airway.
You have literally minutes. Brain cells start dying at the 5-minute mark with no oxygenated blood flow or no airway flow. Within 5 to 6 minutes, you're going to start losing brain cells.
Nathan, this is such a great device. Honestly, it's one of those. This is perfect for parents to have.
Absolutely.
It's perfect for. You just never know what. It's one of those things. Why not have to worry about needing to find it or needing to find somebody with the device or knowing CPR when you have something like this, or not CPR, but the
abdominal thrust, back. Even at that price point, I mean, they should be everywhere. You know,
Exactly.
I mean, $70. I mean, we're talking about life saving.
To me, it's one of those, and I get in trouble for saying these type of things on the show, but it's like, we spend all these millions of dollars for things that we never see. Why not spend millions of dollars to put these in everyone's home?
Exactly.
Like I'd be supportive of this government contract any day of the week because at least it's helping prevent a life.
I always say I'd like to walk into every public building and see an AED, a life vac device, or something similar, and an Arcan station, all right there every time you walk in.
Why not have it? I mean, and it's one of those things. Preventable maintenance goes a long way.
Absolutely right.
And now, have you talked to people that have had to use this device before?
Not personally.
Not
no.
personally. Okay. And now, have you demonstrated the tool already?
Yeah.
Is it that simple?
It really is.
Wow.
It really and truly is.
I'm just so fascinated by this.
Yeah.
And now, is it work for both adult and child on the same device?
It comes with an adult mask and a child mask. So the masks are different size, but the device works the same. You just change it to whatever mask you need.
This is just amazing. I just think it's a great thing to call out that you guys donated these to these restaurants because like I said, anytime you can prevent anybody from from truly choking is a big thing. Now, this is how you guys can help all these really great missions they do throughout the year, and that's doing things like, I don't know, being a part of the hog raffle and going to the bake sale on Friday the 20th. What time does that start?
It's scheduled from 9 to 3. I'm hoping we have enough to keep us occupied from 9 to 3. And the other thing, and I don't think I mentioned this to you, but anybody who brings donations to the hospital for baked items, if you bring something baked to donate for the bake sale, you get entered into a drawing for 5 raffle tickets for the hog raffle.
What?
So
that's really cool.
We just try to have little incentives wherever we can.
Now what's a hog raffle? I've never been a part of one. Like, how does it work? I'm so fascinated.
So whoever's drawn, like I say, first, second, third prize, first is one half, second's the other half. What? So of the pig, they just literally, it's just a half a hog for each of the first 2 winners.
Do they get to choose what half?
No, it's the same thing. Actually, one of our EMTs is hoping she wins both of them because then she wants to keep the pig alive. But Fritz's, they'll reach out and talk to Fritz's meat and processing in Jerseyville, and lay out how they want their pig processed.
Okay, this is starting to make. That's why I wanted to come back to this because I wasn't really understanding the hog raffle portion of it because I'd never been a part of this.
Oh, is that right?
No, this is really cool.
It's fun. It's something different.
My head was like thinking, so someone's going to get the front half of the pig and someone's going to get the back half.
No, it's side and side and side. I promise you, I would win the back half. I promise you, if it was me, I'd win the back half.
I'm an idiot. So Friday the 20th. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tentatively set. When are you doing the drawings?
Right at 3.
Right at 3.
So the tickets can be purchased at the drawing. We have links to be able to purchase online on our Facebook page and shared throughout. A lot of people are sharing it too. So
how much are tickets?
$5 a piece or 5 for $20.
Are you serious? Yeah. But I'm not being funny. If you were somebody that just wanted to take a chance, because hey, you never know what people are going through, and a hog can get you through a lot.
That's a lot of meat in your freezer.
And for $5 to eat for pretty much a good 6 months.
Yeah.
Especially if you're by yourself, you're going to be eating for a long time.
That's a good amount of meat. Good amount of meat.
Now, how do you guys come up with this stuff, man? Seriously.
We have meetings every month. Our Ambulance Association Committee, Charity Roth, our foundation director. You've met her a time or two in here.
Yeah, she's fun.
She's great, and and we have a few board members from the community that come in and help us out. The EMTs, we sit around, brainstorm, and try to make something appealing.
Yeah.
So it's not just they're asking for money again. Well, we try to use our money for good things for our department. We also like the life vacs and the AEDs we donate. We want to give back to the community as well. So,
what are some of the things that you've been able to do this year?
So, of course, you talked to Charity about the Lucky Duck Derby.
How'd it go?
It went very well.
Good.
Very, very well. And that money it goes towards the purchase of ambulances. And let me tell you, ambulances are not cheap to own and operate.
Well, and we've talked about the difference of wear and tear on a rural ambulance compared to a municipal one, too.
Absolutely right. We put a lot of miles on our trucks. We really do. We do our fish fries in the spring, and those are always really successful. We have a great turnout for them. We actually do a drive-through fish fry at the hospital. It's kind of cool. We actually started that during COVID, and it worked so well, we just keep doing the drive-through element of it. But since we started, we've put, off the top of my head from reading the reports the other day, somewhere around $150,000, $160,000 in emergency equipment back into the county.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, and see, I think it's such a really cool thing to think about for the community too, to know they're truly helping themselves.
Exactly right.
You know, because
Exactly.
you know, any way you want to look at it, even if it's you just went out and said, "Hey, open your heart and your wallet," you know, being serious,
Right.
you're still helping yourself because all of it's going back to equipment that's being used in Jersey County.
Exactly
you weren't
right.
giving it to Williamson County down the road and saying, "Here you go. Here's what we raised for you."
Right.
You know,
Exactly right.
It's just so important. Now, I think it'd be fun if you guys did like the Amazing Race, but you guys were the patient, and the participants had to get you to the hospital as quickly as possible.
Hey, that's cool.
I'm telling you,
I like that.
I was just pitching ideas today.
That's
I
cool.
thought about the moment
Hey,
you
I like doing different things. I like doing different things. Absolutely.
Now, what's your message to the community as 2025 starts to take into effect, and just all those things to look for as the year comes to an end?
I will say that if you'd asked me this question 10 years ago, I would not have started with mental health, but now I do start with mental health. COVID did a lot of damage, especially to the teenagers and the younger kids. It really did. So mental health is very, very important to focus on. We actually have some new classes that we're offering through the hospital. There's a mental health first aid course. And, focus on yourself, focus on your loved ones. Mental health is becoming as much of a problem as physical health is. Don't take anything for granted. If you find yourself in a position needing help, please seek the help.
What are you guys seeing in Jersey County right now in terms of that? Because I'm sure because especially with older adults and maybe their families are no longer with them and they're kind of more secluded than maybe.
Absolutely.
Do you guys? I'm not trying to put words.
No.
in
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Is that something?
But you're right. It is. It's sad. It's very, very sad.
Wow.
And the problems that I saw when I was a kid compared to the problems that our kids are seeing.
10 times.
There's no comparison. No. There's no comparison.
That's something that I mean, even from my generation, I graduated 7 years ago, and what's going on in school now? And I say it kind of tongue in cheek, but I don't know if I could walk through a metal detector every day and go through. I mean, it's different.
It's a different world.
So, I mean, do you guys have anything big, like any public service campaigns that you guys do throughout the year, like, or is that all not like click it or ticket, but do you guys do like any awareness drives?
We really try to push the CPR classes. We really try to push them.
That's a big thing.
It is, and it's not. It's not an over amount of time. You can learn effective CPR in a very short period of time. We offer the classes on a monthly basis, but also groups that need classes for their employees, things like that.
Yeah.
We are able to accommodate that. It is a big deal because you have, again, just like the choking devices, you have mere minutes to make a difference.
Well, and to me, CPR is needed by everybody.
That's exactly
that's
right.
one you really do need to know.
I agree.
With that being said, how do we get tickets again for this hog raffle, and when do we, and how do we donate our bake sale items and all that stuff?
So we actually, our dietary department helps us with everything we do.
Oh, they do it all?
They help us with everything we do. In fact, they've given us free round of their kitchen the day before.
It's incredible,
they're letting us come
man.
in, and there's even some of their employees are coming in to help us bake a bunch of stuff for it too. But Thursday or Friday, whatever's convenient, items can be dropped off at the hospital. The bake sale is from 9 to 3 on Friday. Tickets will be available at the bake sale. There's a link on our Facebook page, JCH Ambulance Association. Facebook page has a link to where you can purchase tickets online as well.
This is so cool. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for stopping by. I always love talking with you.
I appreciate it. I enjoy it too.
JCH always just does a really cool job of, I really do mean that, of getting out in the community because it's a way that's not forced, because sometimes when you start to just say, here's what we're doing, the public starts to recoil.
Yep.
But man, every time you do something, they just love it and they want to be part of it.
And we try to do different things and make it fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, the amazing ambulence race.
There's something to that. There's something to that. If we do something like that, we're going to give you a shout out for it because that's cool.
There you go. We'll link everything on RiverBender.com ahead of the 20th. Get out there and help JCH help you this next year.
Awesome. Thank you much.
9:41, more Daily Show after this.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Hang up your pretty stockings. Turn off the light. Santa Claus is coming down your chimney tonight. Oh, Christmas time, baby. And the snow is falling on the ground.
How about this? On this date, on the 12th of December, in the year 1800, this place, let's go back there to it. That was a great shot of the White House. I love that. Was that Air Force One flying by? What was that plane flying right over there? That was a huge one. In a landmark decision, the capital of the United States officially moved from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. on this date in history. So there's your live shot of the inauguration stages being built in the reef and the Washington Monument, the Capitol behind it. Just a really cool shot of D.C. Hey, I got to take care of a little bit of business, but I wanted to play you this conversation I had with Ellie Mental Health. It's an important time of the year. We were just talking about it with Nathan, and just a timely interview. Talking about things that, help us help ourselves, and especially with the holiday season right around, the corner. We're in the thick of it now, and Christmas is going to be here in almost 10 days on Sunday. Managing our mental health is really important this time of year. And how are things going overall at the facility?
Well, I do think that we do have, everyone's full. Our caseloads are full. People are, the topic of the last couple of weeks have been like, how do I care for going to family events? What do I do? What do I say? And then it usually slows down because everyone's doing those things that they've tried to put into practice. And then we see it rev up in January, like, oh, I made it through. What do I do now?
Well, and that honestly is on the minds of so many. When it could be, on the I guess the lighter hearted side of things, maybe you're worried about what the conversations lead to around the holiday table and all of the stereotypical holiday folklore that comes with that and what comes with it. But also there's some people that have trouble being in those kind of gatherings, where there's a lot going on and there's maybe just too much energy there. What is Ellie in your conversations looking like right now with folks that are maybe a little bit nervous about that? What does that look like to help us overcome that maybe chaotic Christmas Day breakfast, Christmas Day dinner, and Christmas Eve festivities as well?
Well, one of the things that I do in my own life, and then I encourage my clients to do and my family members, is to pay attention to the shoulds that we have. When people should us, then that's the expectation that they have for our own life. So make sure that you are whenever you're making decisions, is this a should? Is this an obligation that maybe has run its course? Is this something now that doesn't bring me joy? And if it doesn't, that's okay to decline. And if you are needing to go to it, set some boundaries or some standards for your time. I'll go for a short time. I'll be kind, and then I'll leave at 2:30.
Absolutely. And I think that, for so many people, that becomes the conversation is this even worth going to? And then maybe if we don't go, we start kicking ourselves. We should have gone to that. We're missing out. And that's a great way to do things. And, I think it's a great way to lead into LA mental health as a whole because, this isn't your average clinic. This is a really unique way to provide comfort to folks. Do you care to fill me in a little bit more?
Well, I love this. Whenever I heard about Ellie for the first time, I was like, are you sure? Is this legit? And it actually is. And it comes from the top down. And we promote just authenticity, that we are our true self, that even a lot of our shirts will say, you're welcome. I'm in therapy. And we just make it more lighthearted. Not because mental health isn't very sacred and needs to be honored, but it also needs to be like there's healing here,
right?
And we can move forward with this.
Is it
there's a hope in it.
That's what I wanted to ask you because it's one of those things too where it doesn't seem like, because I was always told the kind of the old hat thing, if you can't laugh at yourself a little bit or have some type of joy in what you're doing, it's going to be a lot harder to get things done. Is that kind of the same type of wavelength there at Ellie?
Well, I think we would never poke fun or laugh.
Right. No.
But at the same time, I think being lighthearted about things is always very beneficial to us.
Right.
And there's a whole practice of, the more you laugh, the happier you are. So why wouldn't that be the case?
Well, and see what I've noticed too, and going through the mental health cycle that I went through with, therapists and all that, and I'm honest about talk about it. When I have conversations with other people, that's kind of how I talk about things, because I'm one of those where if I start to talk about it maybe in a more of a serious or more of a monotone way, I start to relive it. And if I can, talk about it in a way that's lighthearted, that's not, degrading to myself, but in a way that we can, kind of embrace it, it really does a lot more. It doesn't feel like a weight on your shoulders. It just feels a part of your personality trait.
I agree. I feel like we have become a part of the top favorite things that you have in your life, like your cashmere sweater, and then you have a therapist. Everyone needs a therapist.
That's a great line. That's the commercial.
Yeah, it really is. It goes with it. You want this,
Right. Well, and too, I think the team at Ellie is really important too that you guys have, because just reading a little bit about you guys after I talked to James and got some of the. Oh, it's amazing. Now take me through the way this diversity that you guys have and girls have too, that you really do help encompass all of the region and their needs.
When I was charged with building a staff for Ellie, my vision in that is that we would be every color of the rainbow.
Yeah.
And what that meant is that if somebody, when they said they were brave enough to say, I actually am going to go get care for my heart. And then we say, okay, well, we have 15 therapists to pick from, and that they would be able to say, oh, well, okay, yes.
Yeah.
I can, they care about me. This is the right match, or they look similar to me.
Yeah, 100%.
I love what they wrote. And so I feel like we really have hit the mark with that. And the people at Ellie are absolutely beautiful, and they are super smart, and they bring so much to the table.
And, I think that's such a good point to have on a national level, too, because we're talking about, my grandma used to work in the Alton Mental Health Hospital and the psychiatric facilities and all of that in the 80s. And she told me for years, she was like, she knew, that, whenever the funding started to go away in the late 80s, early 90s, what this was going to do. And she was talking about, what used to be the way, at the Alton facility and, all these changes that happened and how, and they knew it was going to be a problem with mental health issues. But I think when you have a
national conversation, you have to incorporate all people and all thought processes, all interests, because you have to make therapy, like Ellie does, comfortable for everybody. It's that own person's personal journey. CJ's journey isn't the same as Jenna's down, in Florissant. And I think that's so important, and it really does help everybody, because not everybody can work with one person. That's just not how life is.
That isn't. And I always say that, like, I'm not for everyone.
Right.
But we have somebody that will be for you.
That's so cool.
And that's also the flexibility that we have. So if you are matched with someone at Ellie, then and it's not a great fit, that's okay. Because we take serious your healing. You need to be in the care of someone that will be just right for you.
Well, and another thing that goes into, care is sometimes, that accessibility and, convenience, because life happens. And, I know of folks that, maybe they just switch, counselors or therapists, and they're starting that process, but all of a sudden, maybe they have a terrible week and, they have a full on, panic attack, anxiety, is through the roof. It's just not right for them. And they need to take a few days maybe to kind of get back to normal before they can have that first interaction. And it hinders the growth because, it's like, when can we get back on? When's that next available date? And it seems like accessibility and convenience is really what you all strive for over there.
Yeah. And I would go as far to say is that even that delay is a part of the healing process. So we haven't missed anything.
That's true. That's a great way to look at that.
So it's okay. It's okay that we take a pause. We need to listen to our bodies, our hearts, what's going on with us. And then it'll tell us again when it's time to move forward with the healing process. So I even say that that's a part of it, the delay.
Well, and honestly, I think for so many people, and I want to ask you this too, because you have all these conversations. I'm so fascinated by this. How much pressure do we put on ourselves for our own journey that we feel? Because I feel like sometimes we think the world is looking at us like, uh-oh, it's been 3 months and CJ hasn't gotten any better, or he's leaving the party early again. Does a lot of that pressure come internally? Are there some external pressures that maybe we don't directly encounter, but they're still there secondhand?
I think if we're vulnerable enough to share that we're in therapy, then we somehow then get this audience, make believe or not.
Yeah.
And so we think that they're all watching us.
Yeah.
Like, am I doing better? Oh, you don't think I'm doing better? And we have to be willing to be misunderstood in that situation because it's such a personal journey.
Yeah. And how important is it for the public? We all have friends or family or, ourselves that are in counseling to not, and maybe we don't, we aren't in counseling ourselves, but our son, daughter, best friend is. How can we be a good support system without treating that individual like a patient, if that makes sense? You know what I'm saying there in a way?
Well, I think that human to human, we're all in need of healing at one point.
That's true. Great point.
So why wouldn't we treat them like, I'm so proud. I know it's great to get help. Way to go. Or I think I might do that. Or I'm not ready for that yet. Well, it's just a posture that we should have human to human.
Well, and I wanted to talk with you about this too before we take a break, because I'd love to keep you for a couple more minutes if that's okay during the commercial break.
Thank you. Yeah.
Before we go into that break, I wanted to ask you about your experience, 18 years of experience in mental health working with folks. How has it changed through technology, through cultural changes, through societal changes? How has your role, how has your job, how has your practice changed, and how have you stayed up to mirror it? I've always found this fascinating, especially with this kind of wave of technology and information we got hit with that was kind of unprecedented.
Well, I do think that it has changed. I also have seen that there has been more anxiety that's come to the surface. I used to work in the schools, and it was profound from one year to the next that all of a sudden we had students that were diagnosed with anxiety, which is a real thing. It's the fear of the future. That's what fear of what already happened to us is going to happen to us again. And so I do think that it has been really important for us, even during COVID. Yeah. That was such a switch for us to be able to do telehealth and people still be able to have their person to talk to during that time. Wow. Thanks for, usually we have been like, it's okay, but it really ended up being something of a gift to us. So those who have some anxiety, don't want to come in the office, then they can do telehealth, still get care.
Well, and see, I think that's so important too. And honestly, I want to talk a little bit more about the youth side of things, if that's okay. I want to talk about impact that Ellie's made on the community, and also some tips for managing that holiday stress. If you have some moments to stick around for a couple through a commercial break, if that's okay.
You got it.
Awesome. I'm going to mute your microphone. I'll unmute it when we come back. But first, folks, at 10:18, before we take a break, Hainer Library. Our library is so cool. So what they've done, it's really unique. If with your library card, they have this new thing called the Library of Things. So like in the summertime, they have all these outdoor games, projector screens. They even have ghost hunting equipment, stand mixers. They have things that you can check out for free and bring them back, so you don't have to fight the the customer service lady at Walmart for that $89 return that you only used once. And then they also have with the card, Kimberly, they have this way that you can stream ad-free for free movies and TV shows with Biblio Plus. So the library is really becoming this really cool resource center for teens, kids, adults alike. I encourage everybody to go to HainerLibrary.org to see more information. But at 10:18, we will take a little bit of a break. Let's take a look at our nation's capital, and we'll come back with more of Ellie Mental Health right after this on RiverBender.com.
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, tingle, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Son of God by name, what tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy, what tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, star of
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you at 10:22 on this 10th day of December. We are continuing our conversation with Ellie Mental Health and Kimberly Vest. Thank you so much for staying back on. You might have to hit unmute there because I don't know how Zoom works. I have some technical difficulties and challenges that hit me every once in a while. Let's see. Can I figure this out?
did it.
Oh, thank you very much. This is the first time I've ever taken a Zoom guest during commercial break. I wanted to talk more. This is too important. And,
Thank you.
You know, the more that we can talk about it, I think the better off we're all going to be. And we destigmatize so many things. And, you know, with that too, take me through some of the impact that Ellie's had on the community, because, you know, with St. Louis, our region's so unique because there's so many cultures. There's so many different, it's a melting pot truly. And no one realizes that, I think, from a broader angle, but when you really look at it, how much is going on. Take me through that community impact y'all had.
Okay, well, I'll tell you about our waiting room.
Yeah.
Okay, so our waiting room had this just small area, and then as we got more and more therapists, we realized that that waiting room was going to need to be bigger. And so within the last year, we have grown. We have a bigger waiting room, and it seats so many people. And then also, we see about 1,000 people a month.
Whoa.
It's a lot.
Whoa. That's incredible. Well,
it's incredible.
I go a step further because even though you're seeing 1,000 people, you're also helping 1,000 families and friends, because those, you know,
right.
I mean, honestly, because those relationships heavily rely on our mental health along with that individual's mental health as well.
I agree. I love that you said that. And we take so much pride in that. And that is always when we'll gather today at noon. We meet as therapists once a month.
Oh, cool.
Talk about things, just make sure everybody's good, because I have to care for my therapist to make sure that they can then care for other people.
I wanted to talk about that too.
Yeah. So that is really what I got to keep an eye on them so that they are able to then pour into other people.
Well, and let's talk about that since we're already there now, and we can wrap up with holiday tips. Is really managing as a therapist, you know, and as somebody that talks to people every day about issues that they're facing in life. I can only imagine, you know, the mental anguish that takes. And I've talked to folks about this before that are professionals in this. How do you manage personally that connection, that, you know, relationship on a mental health side of things for your own well-being? Because I'm sure as therapists, you all hear things that are at sometimes very personal and very, you know, honestly, very serious.
You know what? I'm glad that you see it that way. I care for first responders, and one of the things that I make sure they absorb all of our trauma.
Right.
They carry trauma. But we do as well. Mm-hmm. So when we hear someone's story, we're exchanging energy with them. And then there'll be thoughts of that in my own mind.
Yeah.
And so then I have to then process it. And my brain's going, I don't know what to do with that. What do I do with that? And so then there's this vicarious exchange. And so for me personally, I keep an eye on it. I do have one friend, Diane. She does a great massage for me. And I'll say, I think I'm getting a little dull. Can you help me? And so she knows what that means. And I also try to make sure that I go to the gym, work that out, and then I spend time with people that really bring me so much joy.
Is being active an important part of our mental health?
Absolutely. Here's why. Because we're going to then activate all the hormones that make us feel good in our minds.
Gotcha.
And even moving our body bilaterally helps us process our subconscious.
I mean, that makes sense. 100% over. And, you know, speaking of that, too, I wanted to ask you, it seems like there are certain folks that really do feel this endorphin boost around certain holidays, you know, whether it's Christmas, Halloween, or certain occasions in their life. Is that a real thing, or is that something that we kind of we think is happening just because of one's love for a certain day of the year?
Well, if you mean like joy that comes in?
Yeah, like joy and that nostalgia. Is that kind of a trained habit that just comes because we're used to feeling that way? How does that work?
Our body remembers everything.
It's cool.
We have anniversaries for things. People will depress during times, and I'll say, did something happen during this time?
Gotcha.
And so it'll be maybe an anniversary that the body remembers, even if we don't, like, then we'll go,
it's not front of mind. Yeah, and then
right, that happened during that time. And so I do think if we have wonderful experiences at holidays, then our body goes, oh, I know what to do here.
That's true.
Have a great time.
That's true. And honestly, on the flip side of things, it makes sense why maybe some don't like the holidays because, you know, talking about all the good, there are folks that had very rough Christmas experiences, and they just never get into the excitement of it. And same thing with Halloween, Easter, you name it. There's always that flip side too, and it's good to understand those things maybe.
Absolutely. And you'll see that those who have had a harder time during the holidays, that's been something that's been difficult for them, that maybe depression will come. Yeah. They may not be as motivated. They don't want to spend as much time. And so that needs to be honored as well. And that's why those boundaries are good, or standards are good to set and say, here's what I can, here's my limit for during this time.
Absolutely. And, on that too, we have a couple of minutes left, and I wanted to, talk holiday tips, but I think this is seriously, it goes hand in hand with that, is the age groups, because right now, we're seeing this, 20-year-olds in 2024 are not the same 20-year-olds that were in 1984. There's, cell phones and social media. The interactions might be a little bit down. How do you guys tailor your support for those different audiences, like the singles that are 20 to 40, the parents that are in that age group? Does it look different for everybody? Is there some ways that maybe you can help those younger folks out, those older adults out, right now, that maybe a few tips could just get them on their merry way, no pun intended?
I think that always in therapy, you want to look for somebody that's going to see you.
Yeah.
And give you individualized care.
Yeah.
And so to hear the stories of our young people is going to be so empowering for them. And then also give them permission to live authentically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to say, is that what will bring you joy? Okay. All right. So let's go through that. And what would that look like?
That's so
and
cool.
You can do that,
That's so cool. And I think all of this that we've talked about too, Kimberly, that joy-focused approach and setting boundaries that you hit on, so well this interview. And also, understanding, like we talked about, that emotional awareness side of things, and just, personally empowering. How important, before I let you go, is it to take a couple of minutes, maybe even a half a day, and get into the, the rhythm in your own personal space, maybe cook a meal for just yourself, or do an activity just for yourself. How important are those throughout the year?
I think it's so important. And I think that pre-gaming this season is probably where it's at.
Ooh, let's talk about that real quick before you go. What's pre-gaming the season? That sounds cool.
Pre-gaming means to me, so our brain naturally knows what we're doing. So we think about Aunt Carrie, and we know what we're going to do at Aunt Carrie's.
Yeah, gotcha.
But maybe that like brings something up. So we tell them, so the brain goes, I know what to do. I know how to freak out. But if we say, you know what, actually we're going to do this a little bit different. Here's what we're going to do when we go to Aunt Carrie's. We're going to feel calm.
Yeah.
And we are not going to have a conversation that is going to be painful. And then we're going to eat her pie. And then we're going to answer questions. And isn't that, we can just like push back a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to leave after that. You can do that.
That is so cool. That is a great thing to do. What a great tool. Honestly, we gave our audience something today.
With not just holidays, but
everything.
Nervousness, like my nervousness, like here's what I need. Here's what I need. Or even if there's relationships that may be difficult. This isn't a personal matter. This is what I need from them. We won't do this. We won't do that. So you tell the brain, and the brain goes, okay, I know what to do.
This is such a fascinating conversation. Kimberly Vest, thank you so much for your time. Clinic Director with LA Mental Health in St. Louis. Such a great conversation. Looking forward to chatting with you the next time the opportunity arises.
Me too.
And we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com at 10:30. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Alton Grace United Methodist Church on this Tuesday morning right here in the heart of the 618.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Pennsylvania folks are traveling down to Dixie's sunny shore. From Atlantic to Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for
a little bit of a live shot of our nation's capital on this sunny Thursday. Looks like the gallows getting built. Welcome back, 10:13, a little bit of change. Lucas back in the studio. A couple months later, different position,
Yes,
different
sir.
company. Life's still good.
Life's always good, CJ. Happy to be here.
So I wanted to have you guys on because Godfrey's been doing some cool stuff over there and having some solar projects, and this is kind of newsy, man, more than anything. So you guys, ARF, right?
ARF.
I was, because I have like this weird dyslexia where I'll say like AFR and like it, because in my mind rolls off the tongue, but I have no idea what I'm saying. So I was really nervous about the first couple of sentences. But it's really cool to see that, you know, local companies working with local municipalities for, you know, a really great project. So where do we start on this? How many projects have you done with the village?
So Kai's gonna have a little bit better idea as to what our portfolio looks like. We've done a lot of good work in Godfrey specifically. Kind of an angle that ARF is trying to take is to really improve our presence in Godfrey. Really become Godfrey's, hey, this is our solar company. It's not just, hey, we're doing projects in Godfrey. This is Godfrey's solar company.
Yeah. What with the municipal stuff though? What was like the bigger projects you guys? Because that's where that's cool. Like to me, there's no bigger endorsement I think sometimes than the village using you. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it was about 160 kW worth of projects that we did. I believe it was 4 or 5 projects.
Okay.
We did the city hall and police substation. We did the concession stand at Glazebrook Park. We did the splash pad at the park as well.
Wow.
So there was several different ones.
How long did that take? Was it a couple of year process or?
No, it's the actual construction. I think we've been going on maybe 2 months.
Wow, that's
for all the
fast.
projects.
That's quick. Good job.
We pride ourselves on a quick turnaround. We're an IBEW contractor out of local 649.
Oh, nice. That's even better.
Yeah, no, that's
man, you're
huge.
ticking all the boxes.
That's right.
Man,
That's right.
It's easy to walk in somewhere and say, hey, not only do we do great work at a great price, but we're also union, local, IBEW, right? So it's people like doing work with us, and we do good work.
Man,
for
and
them.
you got Lucas dressing up in a suit now too, man.
That's
Look what
right.
you're
We
doing
turned
this
him
guy.
into a professional
Look
young
at-
man.
It had to happen one day. It had to happen one
It
day.
still hasn't happened to me. You know, with that being said, how do these projects develop? Like, what's that process look like? That's what I'm more fascinated about.
Yeah, absolutely. So Austin Frank is the owner of our company. And
okay, yeah.
Austin's dad has been with the IBEW for 50 years. He actually celebrated his 50-year anniversary just this week. And so Bob Frank, he's got all these connections all throughout, our area, even the entire state. And I believe Bob was the one who got us connected with the local government. And then we came in with our proposal. And since we do essentially everything everything in-house with development, with construction. We can just beat every other organization when it comes to the pricing. So really, that's what we pride ourselves on. We do quality work in every aspect and do it all in-house.
How long? So, with that being said, were all the projects approved at once?
I believe so.
That's cool, man. That's a big thing.
Certain.
That's what I was curious about. If it was like a step-by-step where it was like a little bit by a little bit, but to encompass it all, it shows that you guys have to move pretty quick for something like that, you know?
Absolutely.
Wow. This time of the year, what are you guys talking about?
So
it's a little cold to get on a roof.
It's a little cold to get on the roof, but we've been and Kai's actually been heading this. So he's our Solar for All specialist. This month we've actually been finalizing our residential Solar for All as well as our non-for-profits. So we've got 2 different programs going depending upon more or less what realm you fall into. Right, but it's great things we're able to do with that, and I'll let Kai tell you a little bit more about that because he's the one that's gotten all the training from the state specific as to how that works.
That's cool. Yeah, fill me in, Kai.
Yeah, so Solar for All is essentially this program that was funded by the state of Illinois, and it focuses on making solar more attainable for everyone throughout the state. There's obviously, a financial barrier that prevents a lot of people from going solar even if they want to. So the state raise the incentives by quite a bit if you qualify for the program. So there's a map where you can see if a nonprofit organization is located in an income eligible community, and that's how they would qualify.
Okay.
For residential, they can actually be located anywhere in the state. They just have to fall under certain income thresholds.
That makes
and
sense.
If they do qualify, then the state incentive can actually pay for up to 60% of their project, which is amazing.
Now, do you still get the same rebates and all that you would have gotten out on top of the 60?
That's correct.
Wow.
So you
That's
can
actually
even,
really fascinating.
It's huge.
Yeah, you can see some projects where the value of all the incentives actually exceeds the cost of the system, which is incredible.
Yeah. That really is incredible. Wow. Sorry, I was looking at my computer because it's on arfsolar.net. You can / it ILSFA, and you can get more information today if this is something you're looking to do. Who would be, somebody that you would look at as being a perfect individual to talk to at least?
Yeah. So in-house, I manage the program, and then our lead project developer is Buddy Manley. He's a pastor. Pretty awesome name, by the way, Buddy Manley. I mean, let's talk about that.
Very feminine guy.
He's actually a pastor of a church in Wood River.
Oh, really cool. What church?
It's
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. Where were you yesterday at 5:38?
I want to say it was like First Christian or something like
really
that.
Really cool. Okay.
Faith Family Church. That's what it is.
Perfect. Right. Man, you're good. I put you right there on the spot.
He came on board as our lead project developer specifically for nonprofit organizations, and Buddy's just been knocking it out of the park. So, yeah, get in contact with me or him, and we'd love to help you out.
Man, there you go. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. They aren't going anywhere, though. It's 10:19, a little bit of change. I got to pay a quick bill. On Party Day, it's 12:12. We'll come back with more Daily Show right after this.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back, 1021, little bit of change. What's it like working for a younger guy? You know, because Austin's like, what, 24? He's my age.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, I went to school with him.
I've actually known Austin since we were 6 years old.
Now,
so
this is the better question, then. Do you think of him as a boss?
Now, remember, we're recording.
Yeah, there you go. Good answer.
Yeah, I will say Austin is probably the easiest person to respect when you get to know him as a person.
Really
and I'm
cool.
not just saying that
you're
to
right.
kiss his butt. But I mean, he's professional, he's respectful,
Yeah.
he wants nothing than to see everyone that works for him succeed.
Well, you know, honestly, just the things that I see, he just wants to work.
Yeah.
You know, that's, you know what I'm saying?
He is a workhorse.
That's really cool.
It makes it easy. It makes him easy to work for.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Well, and, you know, Lucas, right after you came on the show, you talked to Austin. It was like, yeah, why am I not overworking for you?
No, it was. Whenever I went to talk to Austin, I was kind of like, well, I'm pretty happy with the position I'm in, but it never hurts to have a conversation, right? Like to keep your options open or at least feel around, right? So he sat down and talked one day, and I was like, Lord, I said, this kid's a genius. And then I said, if everything that he is telling me right now comes to fruition, there is no place I'd rather be. And since then, I think I tell him at least once a week, Austin, you are the most honest, ethical man I think I've ever worked for. If this is what you are offering or if this is what you're saying is the right way to do something, I'm 100% there for you. I mean, the kid he's transparent with everything he does. He's super well-spoken. He's a genius. And it's a great guy to be worked for. And obviously, we didn't get our contracts with the city of Godfrey for no reason.
Yeah.
Village of Godfrey.
You guys are going to be on Santa's nice list this time of year for bonuses. No, I just think, man, guys, seriously, it's really cool. And I was so fascinated about this Godfrey side of things because I kept seeing more and more on it because we get press releases from him. But what are you guys looking to do in 2025? I know you said you want to be in Godfrey more for residential too, but are there more municipal stuff? Is there more things on the government side of things?
Yeah, so local fire departments actually qualify for Solar for All, like we've been talking about. So we did
not being funny, just
right, So the criteria is the organization a critical service provider, right?
Gotcha.
So hospitals qualify, fire departments qualify,
Churches.
places of worship will qualify.
Wow.
And so we did the Taylorville Fire Department, and now we've got these Godfrey projects under our belt as well. So we're definitely looking to expand our government reach and specifically focusing more on our nonprofit side of things.
That's super cool. I didn't know. I mean, honestly, it's really cool though that you're able to research and really being able to study this stuff too. It's pretty cool. You don't have to look at your phone. I can just kind of ask you random stuff. It's really great, man. And now, Lucas, with the ARF, what are you looking at? What's 2025 looking like?
Grow.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot going on.
that?
Whenever I came over to the company, they had already done work in Collinsville School District. Put up a big, what was it, a carport?
So we did a couple projects for the Collinsville School District. The biggest one was an 815 kW ground mount system. It's behind the Rural King off the highway in Collinsville.
I like that.
We built that. And then Kreitner Elementary we did as well, and Webster Elementary. One of those is a really cool carport structure where the cars can park under the solar panels and get protected from rain and all that.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, that's why really, whenever you said, talking about this, I said absolutely, because there's been that many projects you guys have done where it's a public interest. I mean, that's really cool stuff, and to be a part of it, that's gotta feel special as a company to know, hey, we built that.
It does, dude, and I mean, it's definitely makes it easier to walk around whenever you know that you're working with guys that do a lot of good work.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that was different as well. So, like Kai had mentioned, we do everything in-house, right? So the only thing we really contract out for is going to be to the IBEW, but they're our constant contractors, right? That's our constant laborers. So because of that, we cut out a lot of those added costs, right? So I mean, really and truly, going in and the price point that we're able to sell at is lower than any other company I've worked for in any state. I told you prior that I've done all this. I've played every game in solar. I've hit the doors. I've done the phones. I've gone to the bars, gone to the churches. I've sold solar wherever solar could be sold.
There is no one more honest than Lucas.
No, and I used to tell people, I'm like, well, okay, it cuts your bill by $10, cuts your bill by $12. $12 a month. Well, over 10 months, whatever, that's $120, right? 20 years, boom, that's that much money. Now with these guys, it's not like, hey, we cut it $5, $10. It's like, hey, we cut it a $200, $300 bill. I'm pretty confident we can take $100 off it. If you have a south-facing roof, if we can get a system built for you that is going to give you ideal efficiency in production, I mean, you're looking at 40% off your bill, more or less.
Very interesting. Yeah. This is cool. All right, how do we reach out? How do we sign up?
You had mentioned the website before. If you want to check out arfsolar.net, we've got a contact us page on there where you can put some information in and get in contact with us.
God, I cannot see anymore for nothing. Your website's great. I just can't see. I was getting closer trying to read some of the fine print. That's arfsolar.net. And honestly, learn more about this if you're a church out, because there's so many uses. And honestly, the thing that pisses me, and I'll be honest, I say this all the time to some of these elected officials, is I'm great with solar, like I totally am, but I think the project that needs to be done first is, I don't know, lighten the damn roads up in these streets. Have you walked some of these neighborhoods? Yeah. You cannot see in front of your hand.
I've walked some of these neighborhoods.
But why are we not using solar to do this? You know, and that way it's not going to add too much to the, you know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of really good benefits. So,
and you know, CJ, by installing solar on these municipality buildings, they're going to save money on their electric, which then can go to fixing the roads.
They'll still find a way, Kyle. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. No, I'm just kidding. 1028, little bit of change. Lacy McDonald and I stepped back in a time machine 100 years ago. Take a look back at one of the articles she wrote about Alton in 1924. Lucas, how do we get in touch with you?
Good number to reach me at. It's going to be 618-823-6522. And then also, I mean, more than welcome to hop on that website, throw my name in there if you want to speak to me directly, and we'll get in touch.
There we go. Hey, we'll take a quick break. Let's go ahead and take a look at downtown Alton. Come back with Lacy McDonald after this.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, tingle, tingling too. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-ting, come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-ting, come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Oh, goodness. Lacy, how are you doing today?
How are you?
I'm something.
Something.
So I'm really excited. Our show is looking really hot for next year.
Yay!
We have a couple more sponsors to go, but we have some new segment sponsors. We're going to be talking healthcare. We're going to be talking home healthcare as well. And then we're going to be talking some Challenge Unlimited stuff, I believe, and then Centerstone stuff again. So we got 4.
Oh, good.
I'm going to add a bank. And then I would like to add a couple of more of you very lovely people. You would make my life, everyone's life, so much better.
And I want to keep coming on here. So.
Yeah, and that way Lacy still has a place to come hang out with me at, All righty, what'd you write about?
I wrote about a spelling test that went on 100 years ago. And
can I tell you something? I've been thinking about this for 4 damn minutes. Whenever you talked about the, you told me what it was, I immediately thought about my 5th grade spelling test, or spelling contest.
Well, how did you do?
Language kicked me out. I didn't even make it to the damn finals. I was out in the second round in the classroom. I didn't even make it to the damn... I was in the preliminary stages.
Well, a lot of kids are, though.
I was like Rand Paul. I got 1%. It was like just embarrassing. It was just embarrassing. But I will never forget it because I thought I was like going to win this. I'm feeling I'm the best speller. I'm the best. And then he said, Mr. Berghoff said, spell language. And I went, uh-oh, he's got me. I think I put a Q in there. I don't know.
Language.
I said I saw the U in there. I'm like, well, U, Q, U. Anyway, it was not correct. That's why I work in media.
Well, I'm sorry that this is bringing up some deep, dark memories for you. And I had to keep reminding myself that it was it was a spelling test.
Oh, okay.
Instead
it's not
of
a
spelling bee. Yeah. So
is it the same premise?
It was the same premise. So, but they gave 100 words to all the students, and then they had to spell them correctly. So it was like a spelling bee, but where you were, I guess they had somebody who was up at the front announcing all the words, and then you would spell them on your paper. So I think that would be way easier than a spelling bee where you're doing it vocally, because
that's nothing.
I have to spell, my kids will ask me how to spell something, and I have to if not write it down, at least like pretend I'm writing on nothing to get the letters in my head. So it was a really I'd never heard of this before, but it was a spelling test. So they had 100 words, and then I think that the winner spelled 100 words correctly out of 100, and then the second place person got 96, and the third place got 93. So, and that was the Alton Township spelling test. So Emory, in the newspaper, it said Emory Bricker was the one who won, and then Thelma Chapman came in second, and Adolph Clayton came in third.
There you go.
Yes.
So I agree with you. I think this is a fraud spelling bee. I just like, this is junk. This is nothing more than an actual test. I think we need to talk to, where was this held?
Well, this one was held at, I think it was at Lincoln. It was at Lincoln, but it had students from all over. So the Emory went to Lincoln, and then Thelma and Adolph went to Horace Mann.
So,
yes.
Oh my God. Why wasn't this around when I was in 5th grade? I would have won the damn thing.
You would have been fine.
I'm just telling you, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, how many winners were there?
And you know what? G and Q look enough alike that you could have argued.
That's not that good.
You're right.
How many winners were there?
Well, okay, the top 2 kids went on to Edwardsville for the county spelling contest that the superintendent put on.
Okay.
And there were 40 kids from across the county, and they did an 100-word list, and 3 students didn't miss any. So then they had to give those 3 students 25 additional words. So Emory Bricker, okay, it said Bricker. Part of the story is that his name was spelled wrong. So I'm going to get to that in a minute. I know. He tied for 5th place with 3 other students. So he wasn't named in that article, but the top student was Virginia Highlander from New Douglas. And then John Monroe from Collinsville was 2nd. Olive Hill from St. Jacobs was 3rd. And Iris Cooley from East Alton was 4th.
I went to school with her.
Well, then you must be a lot older than I thought you were.
Eat a lot of carrots. No. With that being said, how does somebody in a spelling test get their name spelt wrong?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That is I can't even look at this right now.
I know. Well, and it was so hard to have a title because I was either going to spell his name wrong or spell it right, and then it would be confusing. So
I would have put a question mark. That would have been funny.
Well, that's why I put mysterious student wins spelling test, because who is this guy?
We may never know.
We may never know. We know.
Okay, we do.
We know.
Okay, so Emory Bricker,
Yes.
E-R.
Well, that was what it said. So I was like, great. That's not a lot for an article. I'll look this guy up and see if I can find out, what he did in the future and what his life was like, and if he continued to live in Alton. And it was impossible. There was nothing. And I looked in, census records. I looked in city directories. I looked in everything, and I could not figure it out. And Bricker is a local name.
Yeah.
So it didn't even occur to me that his name was spelled wrong. So what I ended up doing...
CIA agent.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then you start to get weirdly suspicious
who pulled you
of things.
Into the FBI. You know?
I was like, well, maybe he just was here for the school year and then they left. You come up with these conspiracy theory things. So anyway, I think I did a combination of his father's name and the word spelling. I mean, I don't even know what I did, but I found 2 days later a correction in the Alton Telegraph that the spelling contest had given the Telegraph the wrong spelling. Mm-hmm. So his mother apparently contacted the Telegraph and said it was Bricky, not Bricker. And the address was wrong. So I was working with the wrong name and the wrong address. And the weirdest part was I had his father's name, I had his address, I had his age, I had what school he went to. I had enough information. I can do this. I will find something. Couldn't find a thing. So once I had that, it was a lot easier. And I was able to find, future careers that he had. He was a truck driver at one point, an insurance agent, a city marshal. He lived all over the place. He didn't just stay here, but he was here for a period of time. And then he died in 1998 and is buried at the Riverside National Cemetery in Riverside, California. He was a World War II veteran. So I was able to find a bunch of stuff. But
city marshal.
Yeah, and I
he's
don't
an
remember
insurance agent.
where, because these happened in different.
Oh,
it was like this was on a census record in 1940.
Gotcha,
This was on a city
gotcha.
directory in 1930. But
and they gave the Telegraph the wrong information, correct?
they gave the Telegraph.
Okay.
The Telegraph was very clear that the contest gave them the wrong information.
Just wanted to make sure, because
Yes.
you know
Oh,
I
yeah.
get my shots in when I can.
I know you do,
Okay.
and I loved that in 1924 the Telegraph was like, we were given this wrong information.
This is why I believe time travel exists. Somebody went back in 1924 and said there is an asshole that is on Riverbender Radio that is going to call you out on a Thursday at 10:40 if this is wrong. So you got to say they gave you the wrong information, and that's what happened.
And here we are.
I'm telling you, I'm not full of it today. They knew I was going to do this. It's real. It's out there.
The craziest part, when I looked up
Lacy, I love this. This is great.
when I looked up his name, I looked up Emory Bricker, and the only instances that I found him were this original article, and then the R-pasts from 25 years later, 50 years later, and 75 years later, because you would never go back and do more. You wouldn't assume that it was wrong. And until recently, we didn't have the same sort of technology to be able to search things where, so we're at 100 years. So 25 years ago, when they were doing the 75 years ago, there was a spelling contest.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could have just looked his name up in the, digital archives or on the census record digitization. Like, none of that was possible. So there's so much more that we can find now.
Right.
But yeah, it was like that one. And that kind of made me feel good. I was like, all right, I chose something that has been chosen in the past as a notable enough occurrence to talk about it. Like, I always feel good about that, because it's like, okay, I did choose the most interesting thing that happened that day.
That is so fascinating. I mean, and I really do. I think time travel now exists.
Well,
I am like, now that I'm looking at this
proving
more, just the way it was pretty pointed, it almost said, CJ Nasello, it was not our mistake.
Yes. Yeah, like that was part of the quote. Like, just in case, maybe, like a little vague, like someone in the Nasello family eventually needs this information.
They aren't even in town yet, but we are aware of what's going to happen. So, did he ever come back to Alton? When did he move to Riverside?
Well,
was it after World War II?
That was a way, way later. I want to say the 1950 census, he was in Godfrey. There was a later census where he was in Godfrey. His World War II draft card has him in Colorado. So he was over there at one point. And I think that's where he and his wife lived there for a number of years. I don't know if he lived in California for very long before he died there and was buried there. But that's where he ended up eventually. And yeah, and once I had the right name, I found all kinds of things. Oh, and one of the reasons I put the draft card on here on the article is that on draft cards for World War I and World War II, the person that it's about is the one filling it out. So you can see people's handwriting. Mm-hmm. And Bricky, where he wrote it on the first line, looks like Bricker.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's possible that he wrote his own name at the spelling contest and it looked like Bricker. So he might have been the one that made this whole mystery time travel thing happen in the first place.
He went back.
Yeah, he
knew.
went back. Yeah, so I don't know, and
this
it
is so
could go either
fascinating.
way.
So
but
I mean, it's just fast. This guy had a pretty nomad life. I mean, he was a nomad. He was moving everywhere.
I think we think that people used to not move, and then I look at all these records, and they did in ways that I am never expecting. So sometimes it was for jobs. Like, he was in the military for a period of time. He was born in Missouri. So even when he was living in Alton, this isn't where he was born, but he definitely was in the area. He was in the area in 1924 and then again in the 1940s or 1950s. And then, he was in Colorado for the early 1940s when they did this, but yeah, he was around.
Wow. Huh.
But yeah, a lot of times with military.
That's what I kind of thought. I mean, it just seems like, man, that'd be a busy thing to keep doing,
Yeah, and I think also when when people were drafted in World War I, and especially we're talking about World War II, like they would be somewhere for training and then they might marry somebody there. Like they were at the age where they were young enough to not be married yet a lot of times. And so they're marrying people from other places. So I think that happens sometimes too, where it's like if you're sort of coming of age in a time where a lot of your cohort is moving because of war is a huge part of that. People end up marrying people from different places and sometimes from other countries. I mean, after World War II, we had a lot of war brides from, Asia and Europe. And that was a huge thing in like the 1950s where the YWCA especially had groups for the women that had come from other countries after they got married.
So, and that's what, I was talking to Anne Montgomery when she wrote her book about her friend's father that was a gravedigger on Normandy Beach. Mm-hmm. And it was so fascinating talking about these women that would be married to multiple men through World War II.
Oh, because they died?
Not just because they died. Like, they were manipulating these men. They would get married and they would, leave them, or they would find 4 other husbands. It was crazy, some of the stuff these women were pulling.
Oh, gotta
look
at that.
Into
No, I have all the,
it was so fascinating.
sort of mundane lives.
Yeah, it was like really bizarre. Like, this one woman was married to 7 different guys at one point in time. Like, not at the same time, but in 6. Like, it was just really fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing for me to look up.
There you go. Hey, we'll take a quick break, come back with Lacy and talk a little bit more. It's 10:46 on this party day, the 12th day of the 12th month. More Daily Show next.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway safe rubber tire dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
you want them on because no one else wants them. Anyway, welcome back. 10:50. Sorry, you couldn't hear that. I've been a little chippy today. Little chippy. You know, why not? A little fired up.
Chippy. I haven't heard that as a phrase before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We used to say, it's getting chippy on the pitch.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm learning new phrases to take home.
You know, I like flip my lid. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I know that one.
That's my favorite one. God, I love that. Gordon Ramsay was great when he was young. Now he's a baby. Have you seen the new Gordon Ramsay? I mean, this guy is a whiner. Everything he stood for is gone.
Well, that's too bad.
It is. It's for all of us. You know, there's a reason I don't go out to eat to many restaurants, you know, because of kitchen nightmares. That kind of ruined it for so many people.
Yeah. Just ruined the restaurant
And then
industry.
he put that one woman between the bread and said, "What are you?" And she was like, "An idiot sandwich," you know.
So is that what you like or what you don't like?
That's what I loved about him. Are you kidding me? That is like the best television. What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich. That's right. You know, like that is amazing stuff. Like, could you imagine just every time you were on camera acting like a loon? Like you just went, you knew it was coming. You're like, all right, when's my moment? When's the big blow up for this episode? Boom! You know, you're on it. Idiot.
I hate when people feel bad.
Oh my God, he was just good. You know, he's a different guy. He's not giving any of his money to his kids.
Oh, really? Like none of it?
None of it. Said he earned it, not them.
What's he going to do with it?
I guess just donate it. I mean, see, I guess and no.
All right.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
But, you know, cheapy, you know, maybe $1 million doesn't go, you know.
I feel like do a little bit, like enough that they have to work, but they can do something like in a nonprofit.
Right. What's $1 million anymore?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
really
like
not
do
that
that
much.
and then give the rest away. But don't give them nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Your parents still gave you a Snickers bar every once in a while. Give your kid $1 million.
Right. That's the equal equivalent.
With inflation, probably.
Right. Let's not look that up. I hope it is though that he's donating it, not just like giving it to someone else.
I was watching those the other day, and god dang, some of the stuff he would say was just nuts. It's like, and then in England, it's 10 times worse because they don't have the censorship guidelines that we have. So there are oh my gosh, your first experience in London is always a little different when you turn on the television.
I actually studied abroad in London.
Did you not notice it?
No, I guess I never watched.
Oh man,
I was at the pubs.
That was the first thing I noticed it in that hotel. I'm like, what did she just say on here?
Maybe we didn't have a TV.
Or you just don't realize it because it's not a big deal. Like there's no bleeps to make you go, oh,
yeah.
You know, it was just
what?
like
we did have a TV because I remember some cell phone commercials, and that's all I remember from British TV.
That and then the darn what was that one newspaper, The Sun?
Yeah,
that was a little bit of a different newspaper. Had some weird ads on it. I don't know. But that was the first thing I noticed was the censorship barrier. It's like it's not there.
I know that censorship guidelines are different in other countries, like with what you're allowed and what you're not allowed to show.
Like Howard Stern would not have been censored in England, I don't think.
This is so interesting. Now I want to go look up censorship laws.
Isn't that, I'm telling you, see what this show does to people? Oh, man. Makes you crazy.
Makes you think.
Makes you crazy. So, Emery Paris Bricky. So, Emery is an interesting first name. Not being funny about that. It just seemed, was that a popular first name?
Well, here's what made it even more complicated. On his draft card, it has James Emery Paris Bricky. So, James might have been his first name, but in everything, like his gravestone, everything I could find about him had Emery. So I don't know.
And his father's name was Frank?
Yes.
God, this is weird. This is so weird. It doesn't make sense.
Welcome to my job. That's why this is what we do. And that's one of the things. This is the first article I've like inserted myself in it in a certain way, because normally I just write, here's what happened. Here are some, sort of related stories.
Does it make you go crazy? You're like, is this the same guy?
It makes me go crazy. Yeah, I wrote in all capitals. Where was Emery Bricker? Because this is what we do. Like you come in, and it's interesting too because I do this all the time. So I never trust a record. If I can't find anything, like in this case, I was like, okay, well then something is wrong. There is information out there and I just have to figure out how to find it. But if you're not used to this kind of research, you go in, you look for something, you can't find it, and you just think that you're doing something wrong or that it's not there. And so with a lot of experience, like, that's what we can help you with at the genealogy library, because people will come in and say like, oh, this can't be the right person. The year is wrong. No.
Yeah.
You gather up everything you can find. And if other parts of it make sense, like if it's a census record and it lists, if you're looking for a grandfather and it lists people with the same names as their siblings, then just because it has the wrong date for him doesn't mean that it's the incorrect record.
A lot of times, though, and I'm not being, like, everyone always thinks that I'm, like, grandstanding everything. I'm not being funny about this. Families fight heavily over some of the historical things in the family. Like, it's a little bizarre.
Yes.
Like, I shouldn't say bizarre. It's very, it's a unique feud that develops because, no, it's this way. No, but mom did this, and then... It causes a lot of problems when these type of things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
Well, you see it firsthand when this stuff happens. I don't. I just hear about it. But it does happen. And so, like, those little nuances where you're like, this doesn't make sense. For some, that could be what leads to that argument with, the two sisters about where the hell dad was in 1954 and if grandma was right about him traveling. You know what I'm saying? It's just really bizarre.
Yeah, because we incorporate our family stories into our understandings of ourselves, and when they're wrong, for whatever reason,
then we're wrong.
It feels deeply personal.
It does, and that's why it's really important. Like, to me, it wouldn't be one of those things to where, like, obviously I don't know any brickies or anything like that, not being mean, but I never knew of Emery.
Yeah.
But I'm sure for some that wanted to know, a little bit more about their grandfather, they're typing in, Emery, or they're typing in James, and they're needing to find Emery in the Alton Telegraph. They're never going to find him.
Right. And that's why I like to, this one, it wasn't so much like that, but especially with women who are listed as Mrs. Well, and his mom was.
Oh,
his
yeah,
mom
you talked to me about that before. Yeah.
Mrs. Frank Bricky. And so if you don't know a first name, and a lot of times those weren't printed, you're kind of at a loss because you can't figure out who to look for even.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. Like it can be really hard for people to get past those when there's a mistake, when there's something that wasn't printed, all of that. It'd be hard to get past that. So
100%. All right, what are you writing about next week?
I am writing about this week. I actually just sent it to Sydney before I came over. I'm writing about the dedication of the organ in St. Paul's Episcopal Church.
Which one? The heart or the kidney?
I was thinking which organ. Like there were
You're
so many.
welcome. You're welcome for these dad jokes. Not a lot of people still do this. You have to be pretty smart on the feet here to get this done. This ain't for everybody here.
You can always tell when I don't get something at first because I've got this blank look.
I've been doing some great puns all day. Good punnage.
Good punning.
Yes.
Good job, CJ.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what are you writing about?
The musical,
the thing
the musical organ.
Did.
Well, yeah, but okay. And where my mind went, there were several organs over the years. So I was like, wait, is he asking about where it is now?
You're like, man, CJ really knows this thing.
It's a big organ history buff.
Big organ guy. St. Paul's, is that the oldest church in town?
Well, okay, it burned down at one point and they rebuilt.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where it's like a piece of it is extremely old and then it's been added on to. But it is one of the very oldest.
Which is older, St. Mary's or St. Paul's?
I think it's kind of that.
See, this is.
I don't know.
But you have to tread carefully with this conversation too, because I'm not. People think I'm joking, like in St. Charles, the Watch Ashore. It is a real thing. The church, you got to be right about the church stuff,
right?
Because there's a lot of pride in dates and who was here first and why they were here, and it's really important stuff for their congregation.
Well, that's why I don't want to say anything. If I say anything, I want to bring in like the histories written by each church themselves, and quote them directly.
Honestly, because it really is a big pride thing.
It is a big pride thing. I mean, especially in a place like Alton.
It really should be. It's not a joke.
We have the oldest Halloween parade. Like we have all these things where it's like we have been dedicated to it for a very long time. So
don't listen to that small town in Ohio, like out of nowhere. We had the longest parade. No, you didn't. Okay, Alton's had it forever. You just saw that maybe you guys could take the quake for it because we didn't do it 1 year because of COVID.
We actually did it during COVID.
Oh yeah, it was just a smaller parade. Exactly.
Yeah.
I hope to meet the mayor of that town in Ohio. I'm gonna say something to him. I'm ever since I found out that there's a town in Ohio trying to claim the Halloween parade as their thing. I just it's been on the top of my mind.
I too like to have feuds with people that don't know about the feud or me.
Sir, there's a CJ Nasello on the line. What's he trying to sell? No, he says that he actually hates you. I'm going to Zoom him on the show one day. I'm going to get him to zoom in on Halloween.
That'll either
That's
really...
what I'm going to do for all of you. I'm going to get the mayor of that small town in Ohio in, and I'm zooming them. And I'm going to question them about their parade. My God.
It's going to be either your best show or your worst
or
show.
Or I'm fired immediately. I'm either going to be like, CJ, here's a $10,000 bonus. There's 1 million that watched, or please just get out of the building. We're deleting every episode you've ever done. You were never here. All right, I'm out of time. And we'll talk about organs, the instrument. It's like a production. Organs, the play. Next week. Until then, just behave yourselves. Have some fun this Thursday morning. And try your best, as always, to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did. He said